Good evening, viewers. Today I have one of the longest serving presidents in Africa, and today I will be asking him questions regarding economic development, human rights, elections, and other related questions. Before I jump into my questions, I would like to say thank you to the president. Thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to ask questions directly. That being said, I am going to go ahead and jump into my first question, which is your country, Mr. President, has shown remarkable economic development growth in the past couple of years, improved illiteracy rates, improved participation of girls in schools, and improved provision of health services throughout the country. And I'm just curious, how were you able to accomplish all your goals within a few years? I know there has been, some delays, give or take, but you have been able to accomplish all your goals. And comparing them to other African countries, it seems like you have done it very well. And I'm just curious to know, despite the challenges that you have faced, how were you able to accomplish your goals?
That is a very, very good question. As a nation, we have meticulously designed strategies in order to focus on the United Nations economic indicators. And what we have done is creating and designing strategies from the top to the bottom and addressing the different economic issues like illiteracy, girls' participation in schools, and many of the other indicators as well. And we have faced a lot of hardships, regarding financing the different programs that we have. But regardless, we have done a good job in order to reach our goals, and the whole country is behind it. Every leader in our country is behind it, and I'm fully supporting every step of these actions throughout the country. So, to say the least, we have accomplished most of our goals. We have a long way to go. We have many obstacles that we are facing, but we will definitely reach the goals and lift our people, our citizens out of poverty. That is our final goal.
All right, Mr. President, and my second question is regarding human rights, which is a very pressing issue, I would assume, to you and to the world. And in that regard, the Human Rights Watch has put your country as one of the worst abusers of human rights, women's rights, and also children's rights as well. How or what sort of actions do you plan to take in order to make it right and to make sure that human rights are followed, and at least that there's a regard for human rights according to the UN Human Rights Conventions? And I would like to hear from you, and I know it's a very pressing issue, but I would like to hear from you. And what sort of actions are you taking in order to make it better for the citizens of your country?
Human rights abuses. Who is Human Rights Watch? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they telling us what to do and telling us how our people should be respected? And talking about human rights in Africa, I think what they and you should be focusing on is the human rights abuses that are going on in Europe. Our people, African people, are being abused in Europe. That is what you should be focusing on. We can take care of our people. We can focus on our problems and solve our own problems with African people. We do not need you. We do not need human rights watch. They can do their job somewhere else. They can do their job in Europe. We are here in Africa to do our own job. Okay, you understand me?
All right, Mr. President, my last question is regarding the upcoming elections. We all know that your country is preparing for an upcoming elections, but at the same time, a lot of international organizations have pointed out the fact that a lot of opposition leaders are in exile, or some of their members are sitting behind prison bars. And that being said, how do you expect to have a free and fair elections? And you know the world is watching, and I know you yourself have committed to a free and fair elections, but with all these discrepancies, how do you expect to have an election that is free of bias and corruption, and also being a one-sided election? What sort of actions are you taking in that regard? If you could elaborate that, Mr. President, I would greatly appreciate it.
Your next question is regarding elections. Elections will be held freely and fairly. There is no contention on that one. We will ensure that there is a participation that is free by all citizens of our country, and we will make sure that the world can watch it, and observers from other countries are able to come in and be able to monitor and evaluate our elections. We do not expect any issues on this. There are some opposition leaders who have been part of a rebellion, who have been trying to go about removing government officials illegally, and those people remain in prisons. That is the same type of strategy that any democracy will follow, and we are no different here. And aside from that problem, we will make sure that the election is held fairly and without any corruption or without any bias.